Thanks so much for watching. I'm Courtney, owner and designer of Wreath in Hand. Thank you so much for watching today. This is our sign that we are using. This is a tin sign, and we are also using 1 roll of deco mesh, and we are also going to be using a Dollar Tree wreath frame. Let's get started. There are a couple ways that you can attach these tin, aluminum, metal, whatever these signs are made out of, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So you can get a jewelry hole punch and you can punch holes wherever you need them. I don't have one and I have not gotten around to buying one. It is on my list of to buys. So until I buy one, I just use these. They are outdoor mounting pads. They say, I feel like because they're good enough to be used outdoors for electrical, you probably don't need to glue them down. I don't know, but to take extra precautions, hold the phone. To use extra precaution, we are going to be using some glue. This is the best glue, okay? Gorilla Super Glue. I also use that for hot glue. It's the best. It's super strong. You're gonna love it. It does have a strong smell though. So if you don't like E6000, which is weird because I don't even smell E6000, but this one is very strong. So maybe do it with some ventilation because it is very strong. So any hoosers, you're going to peel off the backing, their stickers, and you are going to place them where you want. I like 4 points of contact. So I'm gonna, hold on real quick. So before I used to just put some glue like on the side and stick it down, but I actually see other wreath makers put the glue on the actual tab. Hold on. All right, my glue is almost gone, so it was really hard to get out, but I'm just gonna put that much on for now. These stickers are actually really sticky. It was sticking to my skin, so I'm just gonna press it and hold it. I'm not really sure how long. I just hold it until I feel like I'm okay to let go of it. And then maybe I'll add some on the outside too. I don't know. But I like to do this first because it does take some time to dry. Like you want to make sure it's all the way dry before you go in there and try to attach it. So, maybe others will disagree, but I honestly like to wait a couple hours for my sign to fully cure. And honestly, overnight would probably even be better. But you can always just prep your signs ahead. So I'm just going to do that and put the hot glue around the edge, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of them on there. Now that the sign is drying, I'm going to move on to prepping my wreath frame base. This is a 14-inch wire wreath frame you can get at the Dollar Tree, but lots of places sell them. I just like this one because it has the 4 rings and the 6 sections. I'm going to be using 18 chenille stems. I like the ones from Hobby Lobby. They are thicker and I feel like they grab onto the mesh and the ribbons better than the ones from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chenille stem, and you have the 4 rows, and it doesn't matter which way you start, it's fine. But I'm a creature of habit, and I'm going to start on the top row, the top 2 rows. If you can see, I put it between the top 2 rows. And when I tighten it down, I like to go on the innermost bar. That's going to be the same for the bottom and the top. And so I'm going to make sure my chenille stem is even. And then I'm going to twist it not too tight to, make the frame warp or whatever. I'm going to give it a few twists, and then a good way to kind of check if it's tight enough is if it's really easy to move around, it may need some more tightening, but this one does take a little bit of like strength. If it was really loose, like I'll squeeze the bars together to loosen it. Like you see how that one's just easier. But it should give a little resistance to being moved. And if it moves a little bit, honestly, that's fine. And then I'm gonna go, and on the bottom 2 rings, I'm gonna add it on either side of that center one. And then I'm gonna give it a couple twists. And then again, oh, this one's a little loose. I'll try tightening it some more. See, and that one's extra tight. I'm gonna add the same 1 on top and 2 on either side of the center one into each section of the frame. So at the end you should have a total of 18. This is what the frame should look like when it's all done. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on cutting the mesh. This is the 10-inch mesh we're using today. It has a snowdrift in it. I like it because it kind of it reminds me of the bunny, and we're doing the bunny wreath. So I thought it was so cute. And we're gonna cut 18 pieces at 20 inches long. Before I cut the mesh, I always like to clean up the edge. Sometimes it looks fine, you don't need to, but you can see it's kind of a little, it just doesn't have a clean edge. So just cut off a little bit. Just don't do too much. You don't want to cut a whole piece, waste it. So I'm gonna use my rotary cutter, and I'm gonna cut, hold on, get you in frame. Wait, hold on. Whee! Can you see me now? No, you still can't. Can you see me now? Hello? Okay, there we go. Did you see it? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to cut 18 of those. Now that I have all my pieces cut, I'm going to go ahead and add them into the wreath frame. I'm going to be doing ruffles today. I'm just going to fold over a tiny edge, about that much. You don't have to do this, but I like to do it because it just helps reduce on if there's any fraying. And then I'm just going to scrunch my fingers up, bring all the mesh towards me. And it's okay if you veer off a little bit, you can just fix it once you have it all gathered up. So if you do need to adjust it, that's fine. That's what it should look like, a ruffle. I'm not gonna untie it from the frame. I'm gonna put it on top of the chenille stem, and then I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 twists. And I'm gonna do that for the rest of them. Now that we have all the mesh added onto the wreath, it looks beautiful. I love it. I'm going to get started on adding my sign and making the bow. I'm thinking I want to put the bow like down at the bottom, but I was thinking it might look kind of nice up on the side too, but I'm really thinking I want it at the bottom, so I'm gonna push this up just a little bit, and then we'll get started on making the bow. All right, I have my sign on. It did end up being more in the center than I wanted. I wanted a little bit more space here for the bow, so I might end up having to move it up if there's not enough. I probably should have put my bow on first, but whatever, I can always move the sign. we're gonna get started on the bow now. To make my bow, I'm gonna be using the Easy Bow Maker, and the first ribbon I'm using is this 4.5 inch beige ribbon. And instead of dovetailing, hold the phone. I'm going to be, hold on, I stepped on it. Instead of dovetailing, I'm just gonna cut up at an angle, and if I need to cut like to make it look different, or if it's too steep or whatever, I'll just do that later. And then I'm going to make an 8-inch tail, and I'm going to put it into the middle of the prongs. And then for this bow, I'm going to have all the tails going down, and I'm going to make, I'm using quite a few ribbons today, so this will be quite a big bow. I'm going to do 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to pinch it in the middle and then put it in the between the prongs, and then I'm going to twist it. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a 5.5 inch loop, put it in the prongs, and then since this one's going that way, or can you see it? Yeah, since this one's going that way, I'm going to cut this one going that way. The next ribbon is a white 2.5 inch ribbon, and I'm just going to dovetail the end, and then I am actually going to seal the edges. Please be careful if you do this. It is extremely dangerous, and I don't want you getting hurt or burning yourself. And if you're a child, make sure you have not just an adult, a responsible adult, someone who knows what to do. Okay, that's too short. I'm gonna make this tail the same length as that one. And then I'm going to put it between the prongs, and then the same as the other one, I'm going to twist it. And then for this one, I'm gonna go a little bit smaller. I'm gonna do 5 inches. Twist it in the middle. I think I have to grab my other white because the tail's too short on this one. Here's what it looks like with the white ribbon added. The next ribbon I'm adding is this brown 2.5. I'm gonna do the same tail length, and then I think I'm gonna go down to 4.5, a 4.5 inch loop on here. I'm pretty sure these tails are gonna be too long, but that's all right. We'll see how it looks once we get it up on the wreath. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl? It is, I think today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Super Bowl was on Sunday. I'm not a fan of either team. I'm not a Swiftie either, okay? I'm gonna say it. I'm not a Swiftie either. I was not there for either team, and I love football, okay? I love football. I am a Cowboys fan, and I really love football, but yeah, the Super Bowl, I just wasn't there for it. Usher was pretty cool, and then that girl that came out with the guitar, like, she was my favorite part. Like, she was absolutely amazing. And then, yeah, I honestly, unpopular opinion, I wasn't surprised at the outcome. Like, I knew it. I called it, okay? Called me a conspiracist. I just knew it. I knew there was no way the Chiefs were going to lose. Like, the fact that Kelsey and Taylor are so popular, I mean, come on. And I was even talking about, like, oh, I bet you the Chiefs are going to win in, like, the last minute of the game. And although they didn't win it in the first 4 quarters, they won it in the last minute of the overtime. And I'm like, really? It was, like, come on. I don't know. I foresaw it. I was really, honestly, I was hoping the 49ers were going to win. Just because I didn't want the Chiefs to win. I did not want the Chiefs to win. And sorry if you're a Chiefs fan. But yeah, I feel like y'all only won because of Kelsey and Taylor. I'm just kidding. Not really though. Anyways, let me know if y'all watched if you watched the Super Bowl, or if you cared about it, or if you disagree with what I said, which that's fine. I don't care if you disagree, because I feel how I feel. And that's how I feel. Anyway, so this is the next ribbon we're using. This is a 1.5 inch ribbon. And this one I'm going to do a 4.5 inch loop, one on each side. They have that new football league coming up. I forgot what it was called, but I'm interested in that. And if you do like football, let me know which team you like. I actually made a lot of football wreaths this year, and I'm making a Chargers one too. The next ribbon we're using is also 1.5. This one I'm going to make the tail the same length, and then I'm also going to do a 4.5 inch loop on each side as well. I'm really excited to make this wreath. I'm actually a neutral girly. Like, my favorite color is black and pink, which, yeah, pink's not a neutral, but I'm a girly girl, but I also really like black. But I also really love neutrals. Like, I'm in my neutral, modern, organic era. So I'm excited to make this. And I think a lot of people are actually really into neutrals. So I have a lot of colorful Easter wreaths planned, but I'm really excited for this one. Something different I haven't made yet. The next ribbon is this 1.5 lace edged ribbon. This one's just a black. And for this one, I'm going to do the same tail. And then for the loop size, I'm going to do a 3.5 inch on each side. Also, do y'all read? Are you on Book Talk? I'm on the Smut Talk. And if you're a child, that's not for you, okay? That's for grown-ups, all right? But I just finished reading the book Credence, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. It was very overhyped. Like, the spice in it was good, but yeah, that was a no. I don't know. It was just okay. I don't know what I was expecting in that book. I knew what I was expecting because I had, obviously I heard people talk about it, but I don't know. I think I don't like the dialogue. Like, I didn't really care for the characters, and I thought it was just kind of boring. And if you've read that book, I know that may be kind of crazy to hear, but I don't know. There's something missing in that book. My next book that I'm reading is The Housemaid. Yeah, that's the next one I'm reading, and I'm not too sure what that one's about. I just remember a lot of people recommended it, so I'm gonna read that one next. And I had gone to Barnes & Noble the other day, and I was looking for quite a few books, but there was like none I wanted to find. Okay, so this ribbon is a 7/8 inch ribbon. This is my first time working with one of these. And for this one, I'm going to do the same tail. And I'm going to make a, what was the last one? A 4.5 or 4 or 3.5? I don't know. I'm just going to make this one a little bit smaller than the last one I did. But I also went to Target because they were having a buy one get one 50% off, and that's where I got the Housemaid book. And then I also picked up the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So that one also got, that one was talked about a lot. But I don't know, I feel like the summary of the book kind of gave it away of what's going to end up happening at the end. So it kind of spoiled it, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I have planned for reading. If y'all read, let me know what you like to read. Now that we have the bow finished, I'm going to carefully slip it off the bow maker. And this is a pretty thick bow. And I'm going to use a zip tie to secure it down. I do not like these zip ties. I got these, ooh, my bow is slipping. I bought these at Home Depot, and they're just really hard to work with. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to do it off camera. I had to bring it close to me. But yeah, I bought these ones at Home Depot, and I get it. They're like probably for commercial or whatever you use zip ties for, but they're so thick and they're really hard to like maneuver. And I had just bought some. I actually like the ones from Dollar Tree. Surprisingly, those ones are good to work with. I've never had one pop, but I was like, you know what, I placed an order to Deco Exchange. I had ordered something and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try out theirs because it was like a good deal. You got like 100 for like $2 or something. I don't know, I don't remember. And I distinctly remember putting them away and I can't find them now. And it's driving me nuts. And I'm like, I reorganized my office and I still can't find them. It's driving me bananas. But whatever, I'll find them. Now that our bow is secured down and we have the Chanel stem put in between there, you're going to fluff your bow. You're going to fluff it now if you want, or you can just wait till it's on the wreath because you are going to fluff it on the wreath as well. If you don't fluff your bow when it's on the wreath, like what are you even doing? If the loops look a little off, you can always pull them a little. You may have to pull the zip tie a little bit to get it to adjust a little bit, but unless it's like really, really tight down, then I don't know. Sorry. But to fluff your bow, all you're gonna do is just put your hands in there and open it up. And then I like to pre-arrange on the bow maker where the ribbon's gonna go. That way it's a lot easier once it's off the bow maker. So we'll put the 4.5 in the middle and then the 2.5s on either side. And then these ones kind of framing it. And then I'll do this one here in the middle and then this one. The little 7.5 I think looks cute right up against it. So that's what it looks like so far. We're gonna go ahead and add it to the wreath. I attached my bow, but I was right. The sign is too low. I need it to come up because I don't want to cover the words. So I'm gonna go ahead and readjust that. All right, I put the bow on, and honestly, I don't know if I like the white in the bow. I added it because this rickrack ribbon had the white, as did the mesh, but I don't know. I feel like I don't like the white. Like it's really, it just pops out too much maybe. Okay, I switched this side because that should have been going across from each other. I just think that if it didn't have the white, I'm gonna have to take it out of the bow. Or I might be able to just cut it out, I don't know. I kind of like that better without the white. What do y'all think? Do you like no white or the white ribbon? I mean, it does look nice. It does. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it a little bit. I can't decide what I want to do with the bow yet, so I think I'm just gonna add my ribbon tails, and then I'll see how it all looks. For my ribbon tails, I'm going to do this 1.5 rickrack with this brown together. I'm going to cut 7 pieces of these, and I'm going to cut them at 12 inches. And the second set, I'm going to do these 2 1.5s together, same size, 12 inches. I have all of my ribbon tails cut. I did 7 of each. Yeah, so I'll have 14 ties, so 7 of each. I'm gonna add them into the ties. I'm gonna take the 2.5, and then I'm gonna put the 1.5 right on top, and I'm going to fold it over. You can just eyeball it if you want, and then pinch it in the middle, and then make sure they're even. And then I like to open up the tie, so I'm going to open it up. I just feel like if you can add it right on top without untwisting it. However, when I do that, I feel as if it gets a little bit too bulky, too high, and I just prefer to open up the tie and just have it all together, and then once I have it in there, I'm going to twist it about 5 or 6 times, and I'm going to cut off the rest of the chenille stem because we're done with it. You're done. And I'm going to take the little nub that's left over, and I'm gonna push it to the back. And I'm going to adjust my ribbons. And then that's what it should look like. So pretty. I'm gonna add that to the rest of them. Here's the wreath with the ribbon added on, and surprise, surprise, I still don't know if I want to keep the white ribbon or take it out. I think it looks good both ways. It does. I don't know. What should I do? I have some embellishments. Maybe I should add those. I don't know. Maybe I should just keep it. It's already in there. I don't think it looks bad. But am I overthinking this? I probably am. I just want it to look nice. Let's look at my light again. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't like the white. I decided to take out the white ribbon, and I definitely like it a lot better. I know it's kind of hard to tell right now because my background's a little cuckoo, but this is my office and my storage. I'm gonna add, I think the tails are too long. I think I'm gonna cut, they need a little haircut. So I'm gonna cut the tails, and then I'm gonna add some embellishments. Here are the 2 embellishments I'm gonna be using. This one is from Hobby Lobby during the fall, so unless you have this hanging around, you're not gonna be able to find this right now. You'll have to wait till, I think Hobby Lobby brings out their fall stuff like in July or June. And then this one is from Craft Outlet. I just got it, so you'll probably be able to get it right now. I pre-laid out how I want to put them into the wreath I actually had some other, let me see, hold on. I actually had these other embellishments. Hold on. I have these, and they're also from fall. I'm pretty sure these are from Hobby Lobby. And I even went out to my shed to go through my fall bucket, and I can't find any more. So I don't know. I only have like a couple pieces. I don't even know if I'd be able to make it work, but I really wish I had more. It literally, like, it'd be perfect.